The best mouse in the world just got better. I have been a fan of the MX Master series since it came out, and even before that, the Performance MX. That's been the mouse on my desk. I like a substantial mouse with a lot of buttons. It all started with a scroll wheel, like a loose kind of spin to it, which you could modify whether you had that little clickiness or a smooth scroll. That's it. I was hooked from that moment forward. The MX Master 2S. The thing that Logitech is promoting mostly is this cross-computer control called Flow. Dual connectivity. You can connect via the included unifying receiver or over Bluetooth if your computer supports it. It's completely up to you, so you don't need to carry around that little tiny receiver if you don't want to. And you can also pair up to 3 computers to 1 mouse. Click the button on the bottom and switch systems. Track even on glass, a fast rechargeable battery, which will give you about 70 days of battery life. Here's a better demonstration of how the flow function works. You can see the cursor moving from a MacBook to a Windows laptop. Even copy and paste text, images, and files between them. I feel like this is the most comfortable mouse to hold on to. I try to convert people. If I see somebody using some other mouse, I'll run across the room and slap it off the table. I mean, that's how aggressive it gets at times. You gotta have a nice mouse. They changed the logo a little bit. It's now just Logi. It's for the youngsters. I love this texture they put on there. It has some grip. It's still smooth. I can speak from experience here. It stays the same for years of use. There's the dark field sensor right there, and these will light up to indicate which system you're on, whether it's 1, 2, 3. Micro USB port on the front to charge it up. This button on the top will change the behavior of the scroll wheel. So you hear this here? Listen to this. You get that nice crunchy. Now that might be something you're into. Hit this button on the top, that became loose now. And look at that, now it's freewheeling. If I want to freewheel on the fly, check this. See that? A little more force and you get the best of both worlds. This entire section here is clickable. You see that? I'll have that set up, at least on the MacBook, as a way of organizing windows. So I can hit that button and then see all the different windows that I've got open, but of course it is programmable. And then you have this vertical scroll over here, very smooth. And then you also have a forward and back button here. That's your receiver for whatever reason you don't want to use Bluetooth. A relatively long micro USB cable. So right about now you're thinking, Lou, what is so special about this mouse? The main thing that Logitech is pushing here is this flow technology. And you can see the supported devices here. And now you can copy and paste not only text, but other files, images, documents, and so on between 2 different computers on the same platform, or also cross-platform computers, Windows and Mac. And this is actually a good illustration. This is what you're used to seeing, where you can essentially program each button. You see how you're connected, the battery life, and if you have multiple devices, like if I go to your devices here, you can see my old MX Masters, the other 2, and then the new one. I just noticed the color. So the black version on the old model had gold trim. This one has silver trim. You can also modify the point and scroll, the speed. The flow button is where things get a little bit different. Download and install this software on both systems, and then you pair your mouse with both computers. So that's where this button on the bottom comes into play. And then all you have to do beyond that is make sure that the 2 systems are on the same wireless network. And this is where you set things up kind of like you would do with a multi-monitor setup. If I pull this other laptop over here, we're gonna have some magic right now. Here we go. Let's try and just move this cursor across and see what happens. Look at that. Did you see that? Can you see the cursor on there, Jack? You got that? There it is. Now let's go back over. And we're back over here now. We move over to the edge, and then we're over here. Now there is a second. It kind of takes a second when you get to the edge of the display. I assume that's intentional, probably because it wants to make sure that you actually want to go to that next display and it's not just floating around too easily, let's say. What about copying and pasting something? I'm gonna copy that, go over to the other display, paste it. Whoa, that was absolutely seamless. Okay, the 100 PNG. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna go over to this other system and paste it. And here we go. That was instant. And you can see it's the same file. That's genius. This is very easy to establish. And let's say there's just a bunch of text over here. Or maybe a YouTube description or something. Come back over to this system and Command V. Look at it. Now this one does also charge up a bit quicker. It has fast charging, so we can get 70 days of battery life in 3 minutes. This one's around 120 bucks. You can find deals on the old version if those two features are not imperative to you. So I'll link both versions down below, as well as my original video on the MX Master. But I can pretty confidently say, at least for me, in my opinion, this is the greatest mouse on the planet. You like the best? Then settle for nothing less. What? Whoa, I didn't even... You see with the